All right, let's go to this title, which is related to the ChatGPT, written by Tom Baker. Okay, I'm trying to teach and to try to help people to understand this book. So all the copyright is according to John Wheeler and Sons. So we just refer this content for all of you. First of all, the table of contents, we can see the introduction about this book, bullish assumptions and icons used in this book and beyond this book, where to go from here. So we will see there are several chapters. They are all together, not 10 chapters to teach you from the dummy side. In the beginning, introducing ChatGPT, setting up an account, how to set up and compare ChatGPT search engine and analytics, and understanding what GPT is and isn't, and redefine the chatbot with GPT and GP plus, and grabbing headline and disrupting business, and opening the door for bigger AI products. Okay, then second chapter is recovering how GPT works. What the difference about the GPT, picking at the GPT architecture, and also increasing the number of versions and integration, and building the new business based on GPT. And chapter 3 is written prompts for GPT, the prompt basics, starting to chat, review your chat history or more. Understand prompt engineering and circumventing token limits and user history storage issue, and thinking in threads, chaining prompts and other tips and strategies. So they are all very important part for prompt engineering. And chapter 4 is understand the GPT models in ChatGPT. Summarize model process and comparing GPT-4 to earlier GPT models, choosing GPT models, and learning about GPT advancement, and adjusting to GPT-4's limitation. And chapter 5 is warning, ethics, and responsible AI. Making responsible AI, there are a lot of troubling developments. Protecting humans from humans using AI, understand the good, the bad, and the ugly part, and heeding open AI warnings, and considering copyright and IP protections, and searching for predictability, reaching for reliability, and hallucinating versus accuracy, humanized machine, mitigating risk and liability. Chapter 6 is probing professional and other uses for ChatGPT, finding GPT embedded in software, and coding with ChatGPT and Copilot X, and learning where to use ChatGPT for marketing, retrieving smart answer for HR, heartless ChatGPT in legal, and storytelling in journalism, and consulting GPT in healthcare, cashing in on GPT in finance. And chapter 7 is working with GPT in education, flipping critical thinking to a new learning model, leveraging GPT to aid overwork educators, and changing how subjects are taught, and banning ChatGPT step file education. And chapter 8 is using GPT in daily life, dying keywords, and moving from information search to knowledge assistant, and living with misinformation and manipulation, and narrowing options. Chapter 9, as recognizing the ways ChatGPT and generative AI will change the world. So understanding what is and what isn't of real concern, and measuring the good and bad in ChatGPT, and weighting job threats and other ChatGPT liabilities, sampling the disruptions ahead. And chapter 10 is 10 other generative AI tools to try, like DAL-E and DAL-E2, and DeepL Write and DeepL Translator, and Sigil, and Notion AI, UChat, and ChatSonic, and Poi, and Jasper, Durable, and God Mode. There are a lot of things is related to the GPT nowadays. So we see ChatGPT for Dummies. We can learn a lot of new points about them. Now, the introduction. Today, we might just read some part of the introduction. So we can see ChatGPT is one of phenomenon or hot new trend, given its abrupt and sensational emergence on the public scene. But this technology is a harbinger of immense and permanent change, whether it ultimately succeed or fail. ChatGPT is a changing how we work, how we play, live, and interact with the world around us. It is also paving the way for the advancement of AI as a permanent fixture and influencer in the human experience. So ChatGPT is evolving fast, making it difficult for anyone to understand and follow its rapid progression. This book is intended to help bring you up to speed on how it works and how to use it. Yes, ChatGPT will continue to advance after this book is published, but you should still have a working know-how and knowledge of the technology that you can build up while continuing to learn as changes occur. Further, you will have skills that will help you adapt to and use other AI models, some inevitably far more advanced as time matches on. If you feel some unease about AI in general and ChatGPT in particular, know that your God's reaction is common and not entirely unwanted. This technology will most certainly change the nature of the work and how your job is done. But also know that AI is not going to take jobs away from most people. Someone good at using AI will, and be that someone. Okay, you can learn this, and it is not as hard as you think. About this book, although you can find lots of contents about ChatGPT on YouTube and in blogs, articles, social media, and as well. This book is one of the first, if not the first, comprehensive text on the topic, especially at the beginner or introductory level. And make no mistake, outside of a select group of AI scientists, everyone is a beginner. When it comes to ChatGPT, take comfort to know in knowing that you are learning alongside millions of other people worldwide too. If you are already experimenting or working with ChatGPT, you will find several ways in the book to leverage what you already know and new things to incorporate in your efforts to get even more on ChatGPT. Know that the discussion of ChatGPT includes an explanation and mentions of GPT models that undergird ChatGPT, but are also used as the AI models for application other than this chatbot. And references to ChatGPT like more models may or may not means that they are technically similar to ChatGPT. For example, competing models may or may not have large language model LLMs as their foundation, as the ChatGPT does, but they are still referred to as similar here because their user interface and function closely resemble those of ChatGPT. In this way, you can more easily compare and understand the various generative AI chatbots on the market without getting dragged through the technical weeds. Some web address break across two lines of text. And if you are reading this book in print and want to visit one of these websites, simply type the address exactly as it knows in the text, pretending the line break doesn't exist. If you are reading this as an ebook, you have it easy. Just click the web address to take directly to the website. Okay, now the foolish assumption: the book is written for anyone seeking to understand and use ChatGPT in the work and daily life, as well as to prepare for inevitable changes that GPT will introduce. So I make certainly assumption about the book's audience as a practical matter. For instance, I assume that you possess no understanding or a limited understanding of ChatGPT. So I assume also that you have at least a basic level of comfort and skill in working with computing devices and browsers and web applications. Finally, I will also assume, as it is with every Dummies book, that you are smart and praised for time, and therefore want all meat and no fluff in a fast and easy read. I hope I have hit that part for you. Okay, now, so we have a brief introduction, then we icons used in the book. This tip, the item point out tips or tricks that you may want to use to make your work with ChatGPT easier, faster, more efficient, or simply more fun. This is, remember, the item highlights information of particular importance in successfully understand or using ChatGPT. This is one. The icon warns you of a stumbling block or danger that may not be obvious to you until it's too late. So please make carefully note of warning. So occasionally you come across the symbol in the margin of this book. Their purpose is to point you to important information along the way. Here are the simple indicates. And beyond this book, in addition to the material in the print or ebook you are reading now, this product also comes with an access anywhere cheat sheet. So to get to the cheat sheet, to go to dummies.com and type GPT for Dummies cheat sheet in the search box. You will find helpful user tips, info on where to access ChatGPT in its many forms, pointers, prompt writing, and a few words of advice on how to make it deliver the output you need precisely the way you need it. And where to go from here? Okay, this is a reference book, so you don't have to read it cover to cover unless you want to know ChatGPT in more detail. As also, feel free to read the chapters in order, in any kind of order. Each chapter is designed to stand alone, meaning that you don't have to know the material previous chapters to understand the chapter you are reading. So start anywhere and finish when you feel you all have the information you need for whatever the text is hand. So, however, if your aim is to get up and running with ChatGPT quickly, you should read ChatGPT chapter 3, which is on writing prompt to guide you through the process. Be sure to also read chapter 5, where you are warning of several issues you absolutely need to know before you start using ChatGPT. And chapter 2 shows you how ChatGPT works, which gives you more insight into it, what it is doing after you enter a prompt. And if you are worried that AI will take your job or how it will affect your private life, there is good news for almost most of us in chapter 6 and 8. Feel free to open the ChatGPT and experiment with each new things you learn in this book as you go. So many find it easily to follow along this way. But however, you choose to learn and experiment ChatGPT, you will find yourself catching on quickly. And that's the beauty of this class of AI. It's very easy to use. The hardest part is stretching your own imagination to allow yourself to reach further with each project. Okay, that's the beginning of this book. So next time we will come on